How's it going today? Is 29th of April, Monday. It's a new week, and let's take a look at some of the press releases and things that have been announced. Let's try to understand those a little bit better. That should be new laws to protect consumers from cyber criminals come in force in UK. Let's try to understand it. From today, regulations enforcing customer protection against hacking and or cyber attacks will take effect, mandating the internal connected smart devices meet minimum security standards by law. Even if we were to take a look at something like a data storage currently within the UK and some of the services that would be from perhaps businesses up to all the way to a government, and with recent things coming into effect, even British libraries, right? What central library, even that library has been hacked. So perhaps even people within government institutions should take some of the things more seriously, if you would ask me. And then it comes to data protection, storage, all these kind of things, right? But let's take a look at this article and let's try to understand it. Quick note on on the weekend where we had that we just finished week 139. Overall was a great week. I didn't for my own standard I didn't manage to do as much as I wished. Other than that, it was a great week. I was focusing a lot on the book, so it's something I should be able to finish today, and should be or people should be able to find it available to purchase with the next couple of days after my new book coming out. Today I have a number of meetings, and I didn't over plan my week for a moment. There's still a lot of things I need to take care of. In particular, some of these meetings. Let's take a look at some of the areas that would be creating opportunities for others, internships, all these kind of things. I've been organizing those meetings, but people didn't attend those. So some of those things are most likely going to be rescheduled for later this week. And we're going to be closing this week with taking a look at the government contracts. Usually it's because of the coffee that I'm drinking, but I have for today I have changed my coffee, and there's still it's very hard to speak in the morning. But either way, world's first laws protecting key consumer and businesses from hacking and or cyber attacks take effect today. Okay, that will be, always should be more important, and I think that organization who is overlooking this part would be CMI, I think. And it depends on products and services that you're offering. I have taken a look at some of the things that you're looking to achieve, and perhaps that particular company is fighting battles with way bigger IT companies. But either way, let's take a look at perhaps smaller players, manufacturers who produce such things as phones, TVs, smart doorbells, and new requirement implementation minimum security standards against cyber threats. Consumers will benefit from banning of easy guessable default passwords, marking a significant leap into protecting individuals, society, and economy from cyber criminals. Okay, okay. At least two ways of protecting, but then would be implementations and or need of things like a phone number. So it's sometimes going to be a password phone number. And then I have taken a look at some of those companies recently, and some of the measures of those companies tracking everything with regards to your phone as well. So I don't know. So there's a lot of things happening, right? A quick note that since to give full perspective of everything what's happening, even if we take a look at some of the safety measures, that would be having password and having a phone, right? And others perhaps knew that already, and beginning banning some of the phones. including iPhones, right? That will be South Korea Air Force banning iPhones because they cannot turn off and or control. They cannot control the recording because they can potentially record everything. So they just ban it if they cannot turn it off. They would just ban phones and everything. So some of the people, when it comes to increasing measures of cybersecurity, some of the people who understand it, including in this case military forces, ban some of the devices straight away. There's just a glimpse of what's out there coming, since they're gonna be reducing some of the freedoms when it comes to SIM cards, but that would be in the future with iPhones, right? But let's come back to this article. Consumer protection against hacking and cyber attacks will come into force today, as all internal connection of smart devices will be required by law to meet minimum security standard. Manufacturers will be legally required to protect consumers from hackers and cyber criminals from accessing devices with internal or network connectivity, from smartphones to games, consoles, and connecting fridges as they can. Okay, fridges. Okay, interesting. But let's. But the UK becomes the first country in the world to introduce these laws, right? So, since we take a look at what the manufacturers are doing up there, right? So perhaps manufacturers leaving themselves a lot of freedoms when it comes to collecting a lot of information, including not letting anyone to disable or turn off recording devices on your phone, right? I think that's a good example, as well as, since manufacturers won't let that, some of the manufacturers will reduce number of SIM cards that you can put in the phone as well, but that's coming in the future. So they would know exactly whose phone it is, what SIM card is using, all these kind of things. But let's progress within this article. What Under new regime, manufacturers will be banned from having weak, easy, guessable default passwords, like, okay, I don't know. Easy passwords, right? And if there is a common password, and users will promote to change it on a startup, will be help prevent threats like damaging viral attacks in 2016, which saw 300,000 smart products companies due to weak security features, and used attack major internet platforms and services, leaving much of the US East Coast without internet. Okay. So there was a lot of things happening where a lot of that would be US, right? Not necessarily UK, but where a lot of surveillance cameras and or devices communication had to be replaced from based on who is manufacturing those devices, right? Some of the measures was taking place, I think, about 6 months. That would be within the U.S. So perhaps UK is looking to prevent that if possible, right? Since I don't know, because there's a bigger problem, right? So those towers. So who's building those towers? I don't know. So they're looking to, if they can, jam the system with devices being more protective, right? But all this information to be collected and send it to towers, and towers to be manufactured by, like, places in Germany. They have 5G towers. The same towers. I don't know. It's just kind of silly, I guess. But either way, since then, similar attacks have occurred on UK banks, including. Oh, okay. So that's not necessarily good. So there is a bigger problem. If they're attacking banking institutions and or libraries, I not necessarily agree with that. If they want to show something, right, so people would take it more seriously, then it's kind of great, I guess, since a lot of people perhaps do not take enough caution when it comes to these kind of, or taking on these kind of measures, right? But attacking infrastructure, that's again the more marked significant step towards the boost of UK's resilience towards cybercrime, and recent figures show 99% of UK adults own at least one smart device, and UK households own an average of 9 connected devices. The new regime will also help give customers confidence in buying and or using products, which will in turn help business and economy. Smart devices, so it's a conversation that I just recently had, right, about information that has been collected and stored. Perhaps smart devices and compared to phones that do not have those full tracking functions. That would be a way smarter decision for everyone, right? Once that been said, so what would be a way smarter? We can come back to this article. An investigation conducted by which, that's the name of the company, show that home filled with the smart devices get exposed to more than 12,000 hacking attacks from across the world in a single week, which a total of 684 times to guess the default passwords in just 5 devices. Okay, so at least again they're trying to build it up so people will take it more seriously, our importance, right? So if anything within this article, just perhaps having two measures of them logging in, I guess. But again, who is the companies who's storing this information? So, and where the information to be stored? Is that information to be stored within UK? Then it's okay. So, because there's a bigger problem, right? So all the information to be collected, and some of the companies that you're doing business with, being sent and sold to others. So why can I take enough measures to protect information in the first place? And we can take a look at the passwords and some of the service providers within UK. Quickly, right? Since within this article, I don't want to repeat myself. I think we covered everything and importance of additional security measures and or changing password, having perhaps two protective layers, right? All these kind of things, security and or cyber security. It's going to be more and more important and more relevant in the future, if not right now, for many people up there. You know, when it comes to doing business, and but there are bigger problems. So at least we're doing something. But I have touched already on what I believe would be even bigger problems that should be worried factors within government and what government is doing. Once that's been said, I'll touch one last time and where you can find a lot of information and courses. That would be National Cybersecurity Center, and they're offering a lot of information courses when it comes to improving your. I was taking a look at business, perhaps for consumers as well. There might be some information there. But I was taking a look at potentially where you can find a lot of information and improve and or receive certificate that you undergo and have compliance when it comes to cybersecurity essentials. It might be a requirement when doing business with some, if not right now, in the future with some of the government, perhaps even institutions, right? That's more than that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.